What's up, guys? This is going to be a video talking about how my summer-fall 2023 UW Whitewater badminton season went. Um, so throughout the semester I did club and then I did intramural. I did club September, October, and then one time in December. And the intramural I did it in November. So in this video I'm going to talk about how it went, what I learned, what I want to improve upon next season, what I'm proud of from this season, I'm just reflecting on the entire season. So the first day of club was back on September 6th, and that was a club meeting. So Wednesday, September 6th. I had one open practice doubles match, and we won at 15-7. So just open practice. It was the first practice of the semester. That was all the way back on September 6th, and happened to win that match. But that was just a practice match. It wasn't an official match. The next date was Wednesday, September 13th, and there was 3 open practice doubles matches. So I was involved in 3 open practice double matches. My team won the first match 15-9. We lost the second match 16-18, but then we won the third match 15-11. So went 2-1 in the open practice doubles matches on September 13th, and this was for club. So that was the second day for club. The first being September 6th, and the second being September 13th, both on Wednesdays. And those were the first 2 days for badminton club. So that's how that went. Then Monday, September 18th, was the first doubles tournament of the semester for club. My partner was Arnish, and he was a good partner. He actually kind of carried me a couple matches in this tournament. I wouldn't say carried, I supported, but he definitely was a good asset to the team. The first match, doubles match, we won 15-5. And then the second, that's right. So we beat the first team 15-5. We beat the second team 15-6. The third match, we lost 4-15, meaning we had 4, they had 15. In the fourth match, we lost 6-15. So went 2-2 in the doubles tournament back on September 18th. So beat 2 teams but lost to 2 teams. So went 500, went 2-2. I think I played pretty well. I want to say I played well the second match where we won 15-6. But I didn't play my best the other 2 matches. I played decent. The biggest thing I learned this semester with badminton is just taking advantage of your opponent's weaker side. Their dominant hand, whatever their dominant hand is going to be their dominant side of the court. So their weaker hand, you want to make sure you hit to their weaker side. That's the one thing I learned. And also with serves, you really got to pay attention to how you want to serve, because what I've noticed is that people who like to spike, who are big smashers, who are very aggressive players and really good players, you really want to have a lower serve, because if you have too high of a serve, they're just going to spike that shit down. And especially against really the top players, I really had to adjust my serving, because I was serving too high and they just kept spiking me. So I had to do it lower, serve lower, and make sure that didn't happen right away. And also, if I'm facing somebody who's not really a spiker, who's more of a female or a shorter opponent, actually doing a higher serve is more beneficial. So really, depending on my opponent, will determine how I serve. If I'm facing somebody who's good, like a good player and likes to, it has really good if I'm facing an opponent with a good smash and is one of the best players in the club, I want to do a low serve. If I'm facing somebody who is a short person or a female, I want to make sure it's a high serve to push them back towards the end of the court. That's the biggest thing I learned. One of the biggest things I learned, besides really just attacking the weaker side of your opponent, whether it be in singles or doubles, just attacking that the non-dominant side is important to victory. And I think this semester was the best semester of badminton I've ever played. I've come a long way since I started playing badminton in college 2 years ago. Although the competition back then was, even though I won a couple more matches than I should have 2 years ago, the competition was definitely weaker 2 years ago. The competition is definitely higher now. But then again, my skills are getting better. So that's the way I see it. So yeah, anyway, the doubles tournament on September 18th, we went 2-2. So we beat 2 teams but lost to 2 teams. So then we were eliminated. The next date was Wednesday, September 27th. This was an open practice doubles match, and it looks like we lost whoever I was with. I don't remember. We lost 21-17. Not much to say about this day. It was just an open practice match and one of them back on September 27th. Moving forward, we had the first singles tournament on Monday, October 2nd. This was really my first breakout performance of the badminton season. I ended up finishing 3-2 overall in this tournament. In the first singles match, I won 15-8. This was, I think I had an easy opponent, and I kind of, I guess, underestimated my opponent, so it was 15-8. I should have won more decisively that match. And then the second match, I learned from my mistake and won 15-2, so I dominated that. The third match, I faced a pretty tough opponent, so I really had to play on. I faced the MVP from last season, and I lost. I only scored 3 points, and they got 15, so I was really hard. Even though I feel like I played really good that match, he just didn't make mistakes. So the fourth match was a very close match. I won 15-13 against this guy named Noah. And that was a very close match. I'm very proud of how I finished that match. Didn't play perfect that match, but definitely played pretty well. He was a tall guy, so he wasn't really, was he a good smasher? He might have been, so I was doing kind of lower serves, and just outgaining him. He made a couple mistakes, and I was able to judge whether they were going to go out of bounds, and I think the way I won was he hit it that was going to go out of bounds, and I made sure not to hit it, and it went out of bounds, and I won that point and won the match. So yeah, so altogether I had 5 singles tournament match. There's a singles tournament in there. I had 5 matches, and I finished 3-2 in the singles tournament on Monday, October 2nd, 2023. So that was the really good showing for me that day. The next date, Wednesday, October 11th, was a open practice. One open practice singles match, I won 15-7, and then a doubles open practice match. Whoever I was with, I don't remember. We won 21-13. This was on October 11th, Wednesday, October 11th. So that was that. Just open practice. Wasn't a tournament or anything. The next date, Monday, October 16th, was another tournament, and it was a unique style tournament. It was a crew battle, and I ended up finishing 1-1 in this crew battle. I won my first match 15-11, but then lost my second match 7-15. So a crew battle is so unique because it's not a traditional match. You have all the people who show up to club are divided into 2 teams. And the way it works is you kind of just like pick and choose when you like you have a team captain, and the team captain gets to decides which player is going to be put in at what moment, and it's like whoever wins like the first match, they will be at a whoever wins will be at a disadvantage the next match, and they'll have to overcome a deficit. So sometimes like you'll have a really good player who's has a really big deficit, but against like not such a good player. So anything can really happen. It's really interesting. A crew battle, really interesting stuff. So yeah, that was that on Monday, October 16th, and then the next date was Monday, October 30th. This was a doubles round robin tournament. I think it was randoms too. It was a random tournament, so I had a random partner, and I was like, oh, hopefully I get a good partner, and I did not get a good partner. I got a new person. Um, he wasn't. You know what? He did improve a little bit by the end of the tournament, but he was definitely new. I had to teach him a couple of things. So we finished the tournament 1-3. We lost the first match 7-15. We actually won the second match 15-11. Lost the third match 11-15. Lost the fourth match 6-15. So yeah, that was a random partner round robin doubles tournament. And I believe we weren't able to finish the tournament because 2 days later our gym was occupied by a wrestling tournament or something. I don't know whatever happened with that or whatever came of that, but that was that. That was that on Monday, October 30th. So October ends and now November starts, and this is where I start intramural badminton. I sign up for singles intramural badminton. So the first day was Thursday, November 2nd, and this is my first day of intramural badminton for the season. So all the previous dates I talked about, those were for club badminton. Now, in November, intramural badminton started. So these are two different types of rec sports for college. Um, Both badminton. So I decided to do singles for intramural badminton. So the first day was November 2nd. And I'm just trying to think back. So the first opponent I faced was One Bird, One Stone was his team name, even though it's just one person. I ended up losing to my first opponent. The first, and it was a best of three, but he won 2-0. I lost the first match 15-10, and I lost the second match 15-8. So I started off my intramural badminton season 0-2. But then I bounced back against my second opponent and won 2-0. In the third game, I won 15-4, and in the fourth game, I won 15-6. So I bounced back. I beat my second opponent. I lost to my first opponent, but then I beat my second opponent. So finished 2-2 in the intramural badminton regular season tournament matches. So that was that on November 2nd. This was the first day, so I lost to my first opponent, but beat my second opponent. And then this was like the start of the regular season for intramural badminton. The second day of intramural badminton was a week later, on Thursday, November 9th. I faced my first opponent, and I actually beat my first opponent. Crazy thing is, this person I was facing, I didn't think I was going to beat, actually. I was actually genuinely surprised with myself and proud of myself that I beat this person, because I actually was going into it like, yeah, I might lose this match. But no, I proved myself wrong, and I dug deep, and I gritted out a win against the first opponent on Thursday, November 9th. I won the first match 15-9, and I won the second match 15-13 in a nail biter. I was definitely sweating that one out. So yeah, I beat my first opponent on Thursday, November 9th. So I improved my record to 4-2 on the season. Then my second opponent of the evening on November 9th, I lost. I lost to this opponent ultimately 2-0. But the third game was a close one. I lost 18-16. I had this guy on the ropes, man. I had him on the ropes, and he barely won. And the fourth game, I lost. He won more decisively in the fourth match. He won 15-7. I did not. I had my worst game of the evening in that final match. Finished the night overall 2-2 again on November 9th. And my record was 4-4 for the